So this is a little bit different to usual. Feels right though. Before you've seen this title, I'm not going to like dish on what I think of like the YouTube like as a whole state at the moment, because yeah, that discussion's going on elsewhere. There's many places you can find it. If you want to hear more about YouTube culture specifically, wait for my series coming later in the year. Oh, plug. But yesterday there was a video posted by Gary C on YouTube culture, and I think it's one of the best videos that's been put on the internet in a while. I've just caught in my shot there. There's Lego, Gary C. How's you do? Huh. Yeah, I've just been wanting to sit down for a while and not on my bed. We're not going to do that anymore because I thought that was a bit of a rubbish background. So I thought I may as well come back to this corner. It feels weird being like back in the corner where well, not where it all started, but my early videos were all over here. As you can see, got a new Hogwarts castle up there. You can actually see my desk and things that I'm doing, and me and Jessie J. I do have more than one t-shirt, by the way. I just love this one. And no, it's not just because Jessie J touched it. This year, things have changed for me on YouTube. Like, we know what's happened. It's all kind of blown up and become a lot more of a thing for me. I'm still only a small YouTuber, like a tiny YouTuber in terms of the whole YouTube, but this has been the year that like opportunities have really started to happen. Aladdin, things like that. Speaking of Aladdin, Tuesday, I'm going. I don't think I've said that in a video yet. I'm going to see Aladdin to the Autism Friendly Performance. I'll be down in the stalls, row L. Don't know if I should give away that. So if you're going to that, please do come say hi. That was a tangent. I've really enjoyed YouTube the most this year, and I've been through a bit of a battle with it. You will have known from the beginning of the year I set out to make content that wasn't autism related, alongside autism content, but I wanted to kind of become more mainstream. I'd take topics that were kind of loosely based on autism and I'd try and make them more appealing to a general market. I'd also do that with normal autism videos though. I'd try and make them a bit more appealing to anyone, because I thought autism's such a niche thing that that's why my channel's not going to grow. And then I decided, right, on this channel I'm just going to make whatever I want, which was great because it feels a lot more true. However, in that I thought, right, if I'm going to make whatever I want, this channel's not going to grow. So I wanted to make a channel that would grow, and I made Conerd. That's not going to happen. Like, there'll be videos occasionally, but that's not something I'm going to pursue because it was born out of just numbers. Like, I was the one who made a video early in the year saying not to get too obsessed with numbers, and then there's me going, I can make a channel with a load of reaction videos. Oh, that will grow fast, and then I'll be YouTube famous. But it actually came down to a deeper thing than just wanting a channel that was a bit bigger than this one, because that wasn't it. I'm not that obsessed with the numbers for me to want to do it for that reason. The reason was I wanted to be known in the YouTube community as not just the autistic YouTuber. I thought if I made a nerdy channel, I'd just be known as a nerd, which I'm more than happy as being called a nerd, as you can see from the background behind me. Very nerdy. The origins of this channel, everything's based on nerdy stuff. I didn't set out to make this channel to be an autism channel. When I went to Summoning City in 2016 and I went, I want to make content, it was never autism. That was never the direction I wanted to go in. It was going to be the nerdy direction. Obviously the autism content happened and then that started to grow, so I started to make more of that, but it wasn't true to me, and like it wasn't just what I'm about. Before I was diagnosed with autism, I was known as, you know, just the clever Connor and nerdy and those things, not the autistic one. And that's what I was trying to break away from, because that's how it felt whenever I was in the YouTube community. I felt that's all that was associated to me. It's ironic, isn't it, that I'm talking about this when my first video was all about accepting the fact that I am autism and autism is me. The entire time I've been on YouTube, I knew I wanted to make content on the Creative Viewer Divide. And it was only this year where I went, I know where I'm going with this now. Back in May is when I started asking people to be in it and started building up a bit more of a substantial series and stuff. And now I've filmed probably about a third of this series. It will be out next month, but that's something that was my thing of thinking, right, okay, I can do this. I can do something that isn't autism related. And that's what I'll be known for. I'll be known for the Creative Viewer Divide series. And then going to Summoning City, I had like an epiphany. When I was introducing myself to creators, I was just a guy with the project that I was passionate about. And that's what people were leeching onto. Some of the people, I was introducing them by going, I'll just read my 1080 article just because I'm rubbish at introducing myself, and that seemed a quick way. So obviously they found out I was autistic from that, but it wasn't a thing. It was Connor's wanting to make this series, and it felt really good. Summoning City this year was the first time I didn't feel like the autistic YouTuber, I just felt like a YouTuber. I'm not insecure about being autistic at all. Like, I celebrate it. This channel's called Connor Ward, and before that it was called Conopolis. What a stupid name. In fact, there you go, there's the two channel names on Lego bricks. I dropped it, of course. So this channel was never autism. You know, it wasn't the autistic guy. It was Connor Ward. So the channel needs to encompass all of me, and that's what I did at the beginning, but I did it in like a completely careless way and just like, I don't care what it is, I'll just make whatever I want. Now I understand that what I can make content on is people and how we're all a bit strange and how we all interact with the world in weird and mysterious ways. Because that covers autism, but all the autism videos I have been making of recently, well, what videos have there been recently that are specifically autism? They have been trying to appeal to greater markets, and that's, I feel the content suffered in a way because of that. So now I'm in a place where, do you know what? I don't care if I'm known as the autistic YouTuber. If I'm being known as the autistic YouTuber, that means that like they know what I'm doing and they know, well, hopefully they know what I'm doing is good. I think the thing is, it takes a while to come to terms with your diagnosis, and I thought I was fine with it straight away, but there were many aspects of it that I wasn't fine with, and I'll discuss more of this in a couple of weeks actually, because it'll be 2 years since being diagnosed. So therefore, whenever I wanted to talk about my content, it was easy for me to slip about talking into how my condition affects me, and therefore all people got was the autistic guy. But at Summer City, it was people getting to know me and then seeing I make content about being autistic and being like, oh, that's cool. Because I had a worry. I had a worry that all these creators that I was interacting with and like over the last few years, have they just been like, have I just got all these opportunities just because people go, oh, he's autistic, well, let's just let him have it all. But and then Summer in the City, like people who I've watched on YouTube for years, respecting me as a person, like as me, as Connor, and then to find out that and be like, that's cool. That's the direction I want to be in the future. That's how I want it to be. So going forward, I'm not gonna, like, this kind of sounds like I'm going to stop making autism content. That definitely isn't the case, no. But I'm going to be clear about when I'm making autism content. It will be autism and, kind of like how I used to do it. I didn't used to hide it. But I will make content that feels right, that feels true to me. I'm not going to go too much into like all this stuff. This stuff's for live streams and this stuff's for like, I may make sporadic videos on Connard. Like the Lego videos that I've been making, it just take too long. And I'd rather put the focus on this channel, especially this series, because the series is taking so long. But I've got so many content ideas that fit, and they fit well. And I've got so many autism ideas that fit, that I just need to go, do you know what, I'm going to make them. I don't really care what other people think. It was me. I was caring about myself. I was caring that I thought that these people were thinking these things. Whereas in reality, like, if I'm like me, I just don't care about things, do I? So, not in a bad way, but I'm just quite a relaxed person, which is strange to say as an autistic person. Anyone who meets me, like, as in who watches my videos, whenever they've talked to me for like a few sentences or whatever, one of the things they always say is, you're so much more relaxed than I thought. And that's why I wanted to make this video like this today. This is very much more me. I want things to be chilled. I edit my videos in a way that's like, cut, 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 cut. And that presents this guy who's like, oh, blah, blah. But that's not me, is it? It is at times, like, if you've ever watched a live show, you'll know that. And what was important for me to think about, why am I doing YouTube? Because I'm not in it for the money, the subscribers, the everything. Because that's just not me, that's not what I started this channel to be. Just, I feel I need to put in a warning. I'm going to start to sound a bit preachy in a second, so... The first video I made on this channel was a video to help people to understand me. Because I felt that I was being misread by people and that certain things that I did were not right. All I'm after is I want people to have a better understanding. And as I got more into the autism content, check at me just waving my wand about. As I got more into the autism content, I realised that I'm trying to help not just myself, but a load of other people to be better understood by people who may not understand. Because I think, as funny as it is, like, I know obviously an autistic person saying this makes it sound almost hilarious, but I realise the world sucks at empathy. It's not just us. That's the perception out there, but do you know what? I feel we're probably more on it than most people. I'm not a particularly empathetic person at first. Like, I don't really think about other people until I purposely think about other people. Then I really get into it, and that's when I use my intelligence to try and get a better understanding, because you see far too much of it now. Like, people get far too easily offended, and maybe I'll do a whole video on this at some point, but The reason people get offended so much is because they allow themselves to. Let's have an example. So if someone said something about me having autism, and I didn't like what they'd said about it, I'd be annoyed, obviously. I'd be like, but what? Why are you saying that? You're a horrible person. It'd be me getting offended by it. But in reality, that person's only saying those things because they've been brought up to have certain perceptions. They're just closed-minded. They've not had the opportunity to open up their mind and realise that people are slightly different. And that's what I'm after. I want to make content that helps everyone become a bit more empathetic, which is just ironic. But maybe that's right. And that's in all aspects of life. Yeah, anyone who's slightly different. We just all need to be understood. So many conflicts are started because people don't really understand the other person's perspective. I'm not going to go too into it, but that's where we're going. That's why I'm making the Creative Viewer Divide series, because let's look at all angles as to why people are being the way they are. I want to look at why people behave in a certain way, what's led to them behaving like that, and all these things. Like YouTube is just such a great example of it, because YouTube's changed as a platform. Again, I refer to the Gary C video. It will be in the description and end screen and everything, because everyone needs to see this. And if I'm completely honest with that content, I don't know how it will do on YouTube. I know that it will fit within my existing audience because it's all content that makes sense to make, but I don't know how that will go on the general YouTube scene, and am I bothered about that? No. I realise that all the people who I come into contact with on YouTube are all people that are around from kind of like the last generation of YouTube, not the current one. Funnily enough, anyone who I reached out to who's considered one of the new YouTubers, they are all the ones that either ignored me or declined, because they just saw the numbers and thought, what am I going to benefit from that? As opposed to, do you know what, let's just talk about stuff that matters. Let's just share our personalities online, not just seeing what video will get the most clicks. I think that's about it, because I've been filming for 20 minutes. That's a rarity for me. Maybe it won't be anymore. Maybe I'll make more videos chilled like this. I feel a lot more comfortable sitting down. I feel relaxed with it. How do people feel about this being my background? I think I need to tidy up these shelves a bit, but I'm in the process of doing it anyway. I think this is my new place. Well, or should I say my old place? Well, I was standing up before, but yeah. Because this is me. This is me in a corner. The nerdy guy who wants to speak his mind. One thing I probably need to stop doing though is swinging on the chair, because that might get annoying, but I fidget, so maybe it's more me. One other thing that's probably really important to mention, schedule. I'm going to keep it relaxed, and I know there's going to be quite a few people probably annoyed at that, but we'll stick to the general Tuesday, Friday thing, but that's not going to be possible every week, and that's fine. Just expect me to be making content, and when it comes, but have the notifications on. That's probably the best way to say, oh look, I'm plugging myself. Oh, that's new, isn't it? Subscribe. Oh, if you're not subscribed, this feels weird. Give it a thumbs up too. Let's throw it all in. Oh, but don't worry, I will try best to stick to it as much as possible. But like next week, for example, I'm in London on Tuesday. It'd be really great if in the comments, if you could please put any ideas of any videos you've ever wanted me to make, so whether it's an autism one, whether it's kind of social media and how we'll think and stuff like that, social interaction. Please just leave any ideas, they'll be really appreciated, and there are quite a few autism ones that are overdue, I know that, so please just remind me of them. The only problem is I'm probably going to get distracted with this background, but that's fine. I just got distracted by the Lion King trilogy there. I've had that since I was 7, used to call it a triggerloggerly. Anyway, I'm rambling on. But that's me, I am a rambler. Thank you very much for watching. I won't say Nox, but I'll say bye with the wand. Bye! Still can't do thumbnails, can I? Let's face it, I'll never be able to do thumbnails, so here's me doing my weird little poses that I end up doing, going, how do I feel about YouTube right now? I don't know, it's like I'm doing a little dance. Oh, I never like to look at the camera when I take a photo. I don't know.